Hi, this is Mark Frechette from Georgetown County School District, and I wanted to give you a quick introduction to EdPuzzle. More specifically in this video, I want to give you an overview of the teacher account. If you're new to EdPuzzle and you're not sure what EdPuzzle does, is essentially it allows you to take videos, and you can take self-created videos, or you can go ahead and find some off of a website like YouTube, Khan Academy, etc. And then you can turn it into either an assessment by asking questions, or you can turn it into more of an interactive video to where you can provide some feedback using either audio notes or text notes for the viewers. So I'm going to walk you through basically how you can go from the ground all the way up on this, and I'm going to show you that how you can start an account and dive right in as a teacher. So the nice part about this is that with the setup, you can go ahead and you can integrate this to Google Classroom, and we're going to look at some of the resources. I'm going to go ahead and create a video in this and show you how you can ask questions from that self-created video. I'm going to assign it, and then I'm going to show you how it shows up in Google Classroom from the teacher perspective in this video. So to get started, I'm going to show you some of the basics. It's real easy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to choose login. You would choose sign up if this is your first time. Either way, it's going to take us to the same spot. When I choose on a login, I'm going to choose I am a teacher. And then it's going to ask me for some information. I'm going to come right down here, and in our district, we have our organizational Google accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sign in with Google. It's going to show my name, and I'm just going to select it and choose yes, that's me. Because I've already created an account, it's going to take me to this screen after I do that. So what I'm going to show you now is after I've signed up with Google, the three main components inside of EdPuzzle as a teacher. There is the content section, there's gradebook, and there's my classes. Now, one could argue that there is a fourth section that is excellent, and it's right here. It is the question mark. I'm not going to review this today, but I will show you that if you want to go ahead and customize your own learning path with this after you create an account, and stop watching this video right now, when you click on the question mark, they have all sorts of resources here inside of the Help Center. So if you take a look at Getting Started Alone, they have a YouTube playlist that's nice, short, and sweet for each one of these topics that I'm about to show you. So again, that is inside of EdPuzzle. It's on the question mark. And again, you can check out all these different Help Center and resources that they have inside of EdPuzzle. However, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick overview of the different components in here. So the first thing that I would suggest if you're brand new to this is come over to My Classes, click on My Classes, and you are going to go ahead and add a new classroom. Again, here in Georgetown County School District, we use Google Classroom as our LMS. So I would simply connect that to my Google Classroom, and I would select the class that I want to go ahead and add. If at any point you want to add another class, I can just come right down to here. I can do add new class, and you can see I've got two options. I can create a new class manually, or I can connect it to Google Classroom, and then it's going to show all of my classes, and I can find a class, I can check that class, and then I can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I can import that class. I'm going to hit cancel today because I do actually have one class in here that I'm going to use as my demo. So again, that's my classes, and that's where I can go ahead and add those things. I can see, again, my class members as well. So it'll show all the students that are inside of that class. It'll show any due assignments, and again, if there's no due date. What I do like about the due assignments under my class is I have one assignment going, and you can see I've got 2 students out of 5 who have completed that assignment that was given to, that's due actually tomorrow. So again, that's under My Classes. If you want to add your Google Classes, you just go ahead, come down to Add New Class, and click on Google Classroom and add your class. A great feature. The next thing that I'm going to show you is content. All right. This is where everybody wants to come. And again, there's a ton of great resources in here, or I can create my own. So mine is broken down into a couple categories over here on the left. You'll see that I have a home page. And again, it's broken down by organized by trending in general education. And as I scroll down again, you'll see that it's trending in South Carolina as well. And then I can scroll down and it's trending in the US. So you can see it's kind of broken up. And I can look across the board on my home just based off of that organization. I can click on curriculum. So this is where I can go ahead and I can choose now. If I'm teaching elementary school, I can click view content and it'll take me again into where I can begin to filter this by elementary school lessons. And what's great about this is you'll notice in a second, it tells you in a brief overview, it'll show you the title of the video, and that's also going to show you that there's 10 questions or notes inside of this lesson. I can also choose my school. So if I choose my school, I can also come down here and I can see the other teachers that have created, either they've added either videos or they've added lessons in EdPuzzle inside of my school. So that's a great feature as well. And then finally, I can go to my content. And this is where you're going to house, again, your videos. Now, I will tell you, I have a basic account. Okay, and with a basic account, I believe you get up to 20 videos that you can store inside of my content. And if you take a look on my profile, if I come up here, it says that I have 3 out of 20 used. Now, what's great is at any point in time, if I want to go ahead and get rid of these, if I've used them, I can click on it, I can hit delete, and I'm going to get a message. It says any student grades and progress related to this content will still be saved. That's super awesome. So what I'm going to give you is a $100 lesson for free right here. If you want to keep the basic account, go ahead and add your videos, add your lessons, and then just go ahead and delete them as you go after your students have completed them and you've graded them. And again, that way you can keep this and manage this to under 20 and still go ahead and have the free account. So again, that's just a quick overview of what's inside my content. You'll see that there's other channels here. So I can click on these other channels and again, you'll see all these different channels where I can pick different videos from. What's nice about the EdPuzzle channel is, again, not only are you going to see the videos that people are using, but you're also going to see how many questions that are in that video as well. So I'm just going to come back to my content, and I want to go ahead and show you how you can create your own content. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and pick a video from any one of these other outlets. However, today we're going to pretend that I recorded a video lesson myself and I've got it saved on my computer. I'm just going to come over here to add content, and I can either create a video inside of EdPuzzle or I can upload a video, which I think is a great feature. So again, it tells me, where do you want to choose this from? I'm just going to go into choose file and I'm going to pick a video that I can find quickly. So again, I'm going to come into here, I'm going to choose videos, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go here. After I choose it, you'll notice it'll bring that video right back into my content. So now that video that I clicked on, you can see that it says it's preparing. And again, it's just going to put the video in here. So then what I can do as a teacher is I can select this, and then I can add my questions, my comments, or my feedback for my students. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second once this finishes loading. So as the teacher, once my video finally loads, you'll notice that this video in here has loaded. So now I want to show you how I can go ahead and I can create questions inside of this assignment. It's super easy. I'm going to go ahead and check the box of this. And now I want to go ahead and hit edit. And then what's great is it gives me these options. I can cut some of the video in here so I can trim it. And I can also go to voiceover if I wanted to as a teacher. And then finally, I can go right to questions. For this, that's the main feature that most people want to see when they get started. So I'm going to go to questions, and we're going to pretend that as we go along here, I know where I want to ask questions in the video. So let's say the first one is again at 1 minute and 25 seconds. I have these options. I can create a multiple choice question, I can create an open-ended question, or I can just give a note. In this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to multiple choice question for this first one. And I'm going to say, where is the camera? And maybe for this first choice, I'm going to put towards the front of the room. And then maybe I'll put towards the back of the room. And what's great about this is again, I can add other answer choices if I wanted to. I can also hyperlink this, so I can add a link, or I can even add a picture. So there's some great functions inside of here. And if they get it incorrect, I could even add feedback if I wanted to. So again, if I want to mark the correct answer, you'll see this is actually the correct answer. If I clicked on it, it's going to go ahead and it's going to count that as a wrong answer. So I'm going to count that as a correct answer. It has a green check mark. The wrong answer has a red X. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now I've got a multiple choice question right here at 1 minute and 25 seconds into the video. Now let's say I wanted to go ahead and add another question. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And I can move this. Oops. I can grab this guy and I can move him to the next part. So let's say at 2 minutes and 50 seconds, I want to add the next question. And this time I want to add an open-ended question. So I just click on this and I could say, so I go ahead and I can type in, again, my answer. I could put a link in, maybe to another article, an external article. I could also go ahead and add in an image as well. And I can also provide feedback again. For this, I'm going to hit save. And again, right there, the answer choice comes in, or I'm sorry, the question comes in. Right there, the question comes in. I can edit this by clicking this, or I could delete the question. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And then finally, I'm going to move to the end. And let's say I wanted to add a note. So I could go ahead and you can see I can add a written comment, an audio note, or both if I want to clarify things. So for this, I'm just going to type all right, and I'm going to type in my note. And again, you see these basic options. I can hit save. And now the students just see that note. And I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And I am now currently, I've added all of those things in. So as a teacher, I can go ahead and we can go to the end of this video. And we are done. So I come up here and I click finish. And now you can see again that I have all of my questions in right here, here, and here. So I could preview them by clicking on them, or my notes. And again, it shows me what's there. And once I have all of those, again, I can come down here, I can assign it immediately, I can edit it, I can duplicate it, or I can delete it. And it also says, do you want this to be available to the public, or do you want it to be private? I can keep it private and just assign it to my class if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and hit private on this for this video. And again, I'm going to come back up here to content. And if I go back to my content, and now I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to assign this. Do you see how the lock is on this one? It means it's private. So only myself or whoever I share it with can see this. So as a teacher, I want to go ahead and I want to assign this to a classroom. I just select it. And now I'm going to come down here to the bottom where it says assign. And I'm going to choose my Google Classroom. And I'm going to go ahead and I like to, the couple things is I can say, when is it going to be assigned, which would be today. I could pick a due date. So the due date could be maybe October 1st, tomorrow. And then, October 1st. Let me scroll down. And I could even get to where let's try that one more time. So I can choose a due date, click on October 1st. And as I scroll down, so I can click here, I can choose October 1st. I can scroll down and I could even go ahead and put in a time if I wanted to. I can hit save. And this is one of the features I like is in order to prevent the students from skipping around on questions, I can lock this or I could unlock it. I'm going to go ahead and keep that on. And then here's the other thing, post on Google Classroom. So if I don't want this to post to Google Classroom and I want students logging into EdPuzzle, I could do that. But again, I want this posting to Google Classroom. So I'm going to choose on and I'm going to go ahead and hit assign. And it's that simple. You'll notice inside of this assignment, what's great is down here, I can see again, all of my students, I can see their progress in this and I can see where they are. The other feature I wanted to show you is because no students have started this, I do want to go ahead and show you now in my grade book. I want to show you what I have assigned. So again, you can see down here, I have a couple assignments that have been assigned and you can see what my students, I have the one that I just did and I have one that I assigned earlier. And you can see that my students, it shows again, what they scored if I graded it. Now on this one, I had a couple multiple choice questions, and then I had an open-ended response. So it tells me that it needs to be graded as the teacher. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on these three dots. And now as I come down, I can see again what my students picked. So I can see on the multiple choice, they got it correct. And then I can come down here. This is an open-ended response. So I can go ahead and give them a score. And then I could even provide feedback. I can type that feedback in, and now that student receives the feedback based off of that grade in this assignment. So again, it's just a really cool feature inside my classes, inside my grade book, where I can see these assignments, I can see who's completed it, and here's what's nice about it, is I can even see how long they spent watching the video. So I can see some of my students spent a little bit longer on the assignment, some spent, again, a little less time on the assignment, so they flew through it. So a bunch of great features, and the last one I'm going to show you is pretty simple, how I can go ahead and I could find some other content. So if I go to curriculum and I go to view content, I could find, again, I can see all these. If this one was a video that I wanted to go ahead and use, I can select it. I like to hit copy. And now I can go to my content and it's right here. So what I can do is I can come in here, I can edit, and I can go through each of the questions. So I can click on these questions and I can determine as the teacher if I really like these or if I want to go ahead and I want to edit these questions. And I can also choose which one's wrong and which one's right, and then hit save. Or I can come in and say, you know what, maybe we don't need all these questions. So I'm going to come on this question here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this question. And you'll notice that at the very end of this, once I finish, it's going to show me back in my content that now instead of 11 questions, I have 10 questions or comments. So again, just great features. If you don't want to go ahead and create your own videos, there are plenty to choose from. And just remember, if you're in a basic account, you need to keep these under 20. When you're all said and done with those lessons, I recommend selecting it and going ahead and hitting delete. And again, it will delete the video from your storage space, but it's going to go ahead and save. Again, for the students, it's going to save their grades and any progress towards that. So I'll just hit delete, and now I'm still back down to 3. So good luck with this. And remember, the question mark right here for teachers, you have all sorts of resources that you can click on that'll walk you through specifics. So good luck with EdPuzzle.